An unimaginable shock finally exploded in front of the public. Jungkook, the figure who has always been the symbol of BTS's immortality, was reported to have entrusted his final message to Taehyung before truly leaving the group that raised his name. This fact, spreading rapidly, not only shook the ARMY community, but also reached the ears of Justin Bieber, who openly showed his astonishment. A big question then arose. What message was so important that Jungkook chose Taehyung as its final receiver? And why was Justin Bieber, a global superstar, moved by such a shocking piece of news? Tension immediately filled the digital space. In just minutes, social media was flooded with thousands of speculations, theories, and emotional comments from fans worldwide. The ARMY, long known as the most loyal fan base, suddenly drowned in a wave of sorrow. They cried, not only because of Jungkook's departure, but also because of a personal message that seemed to symbolize the final chapter of BTS's long journey. Was the message an apology, a farewell, or a secret code holding a darker truth? Justin Bieber, whose relationship with Jungkook is known to be quite close, seemed unable to hide his shock. He was said to respond with emotional tones, as if not believing that his friend truly left the global stage in such a shocking way. If this news were true, Bieber's statement would mirror the astonishment of the international music world that had always considered BTS as irreplaceable icons. Why would Jungkook, at the peak of glory, leave the stage by entrusting an emotional message to Taehyung? Speculations upon speculations began to arise. Some believed the message contained gratitude and deep love to the friend who always supported him. Others suspected the message contained a warning of something greater, something never revealed to the public. But isn't the most important question this? Why was that last message conveyed only to Taehyung and not to the public or all BTS members? Was there something only Taehyung could understand? Or was it rather a symbol of a personal closeness never disclosed before? ARMY's tears flowed heavily. Comments flooding social media showed how deep the wound left by this news was. "Why must it be like this?" asked one fan in grief. "Why didn't Jungkook speak directly to us all?" shouted another. In such a situation, these questions are not mere fleeting emotions, but reflections of genuine loss. The ARMY felt abandoned, not only by an idol but also by a symbol of hope they had held onto for years. The silence from management added to the tension. Not a single answer could ease the waves of speculation. Instead, the silence created greater questions. Was this muteness because the truth of Jungkook's message was too heavy to reveal? Or was silence chosen as a strategy to wait until the storm passed? Yet, doesn't the public grow more suspicious when muteness is chosen amid a storm this great? Several snippets of information circulating on digital platforms showed Taehyung struggling to hold back emotion. In those clips, his eyes seemed teary, as if unable to hide his sadness. Many believe that expression appeared after receiving Jungkook's private message. Yet again, the public never received direct confirmation of the message's content. Doesn't this deepen the mystery, widening speculation, and making it harder to distinguish between fact and social media-built narrative? Justin Bieber, meanwhile, amplified the global storm of feelings. His emotional reaction became its own subject of discussion. If a world artist of Bieber's stature was shaken, did that mean Jungkook's message was truly that important and emotional? Or was Bieber's shock merely a mirror of how easily such news can shake anyone, even without factual certainty? This question became more relevant when realizing the initial information spread mainly through platforms often known for unverified claims. The global ARMY is now trapped between two poles of emotion, deep sorrow and haunting doubt. They cry, but they also demand answers. What exactly was Jungkook's last message? Why was only Taehyung the receiver? And why has there still been no official clarity to answer it? Doesn't such confusion only prolong the torment, making every second feel filled with uncertainty? Justin Bieber's presence in this whirlpool widened the debate. The public began to ask, was Bieber's involvement just personal emotional expression, or was there something bigger behind his closeness to Jungkook? Did he know something hidden from the public, or was he simply reacting spontaneously to unverified news? And if Bieber indeed knew something, why did he not explain further? This phenomenon showed how one issue could trigger global emotional shock. Jungkook's final message to Taehyung became a narrative that seemed to close BTS's long chapter, at least in fans' perception. Yet, we must honestly ask, did all this truly happen? Or are we merely watching a digital drama stage to shape opinion? Are ARMY's tears real proof of loss, or proof of how strong media narratives can control human emotions? The world now waits for answers, even though such answers may never come. Jungkook has left. Taehyung is said to have received his last message. Justin Bieber is shocked, and the ARMY sheds tears. These four big elements form a global drama too large to ignore. But behind the drama remains a far deeper question. Are we facing fact, or are we mere spectators of a narrative built for sensation? The uproar from this issue does not only touch fans' emotions, but also raises deeper questions about the validity of public information. Was it true that Taehyung revealed the real reason Jungkook left BTS? Or is this narrative merely engineered to attract media attention? Why was Justin Bieber's big name dragged into this, as though his presence legitimized still unproven news? Such questions must be at the forefront when the public tries to grasp any viral phenomenon. Emotional reactions may be unavoidable. Yet, do such reactions justify treating the news as true? When ARMYs worldwide shed tears hearing of Jungkook's last message to Taehyung, were those tears born of factual truth, or from a sensational narrative crafted to shape artificial reality? Isn't it true in today's digital era that public emotions are often exploited by content creators to create viral impact without ever verifying the story's core truth? Looking deeper, the narrative of Taehyung unable to hold tears over Jungkook's new step leaving BTS is not just a sympathetic snippet, but rhetorical tool guiding public opinion. Did Taehyung truly cry, or was that crying just a dramatized representation attached to him for certain interests? And if so, who benefits most from this ongoing emotional drama played out before a global audience? Moreover, the breaking news claimed that not only Jungkook but also Taehyung left BTS seemed the peak of the built-up drama. Yet, does a label of breaking news automatically make information valid? Don't we often see this term used recklessly to create urgency, while the story remains full of questions? Why is the public allowed to believe without being given concrete, objectively verifiable proof? Furthermore, the role of social media platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter as main sources of this news sparked great doubts. Can a few seconds of TikTok video be the basis to conclude history in the career of a world-class artist? Can a single tweet with thousands of retweets replace real journalism? How can the public be sure the information they consume is not manipulated clips, clickbait titles, or narratives engineered to fuel endless debate? It's important to remember that whenever the public is swept away by emotional narratives, hidden actors always gain. Who actually benefits if this issue keeps circulating? Is it content creators gaining millions of viewers, media gaining surging traffic, or management secretly leveraging the issue to keep their artist relevant globally? And why does HYB, the major institution behind BTS, choose silence? Is silence a hidden admission or a communication strategy to maintain public tension? At this point, the audience must truly reflect. Do they believe all these circulating narratives reflect reality? Or are we actually part of a grand experiment in information spread, where truth and lies mix until the public can no longer distinguish? Could it be the global entertainment world has reached a stage where constructed drama holds more value than fact itself? More provocatively, we must ask, if Jungkook left BTS for personal reasons only Taehyung knows, why must it be spread through unclear origin snippets? Does it make sense that such a secret would be revealed not by official statement, but through gossip on social media? If true, does it reflect respect for the fans who built BTS's success? Or is this an emotional betrayal of the ARMY's great trust? On the other side, what about Justin Bieber's involvement? Was his shock truly born of personal truth he knew, or was it part of a bigger narrative deliberately including his name to amplify uproar? Why was a global superstar suddenly inserted, as though his presence guaranteed the issue's reality? Doesn't this further strengthen suspicions that the narrative was engineered to maximize shock effect among the international public? Such questions cannot be ignored. Without skepticism, the public will be victims of limitless information streams. Isn't it dangerous if people believe news simply because it matches their feelings? Isn't such a thing paving the way for bigger, more destructive hoaxes in the future? Therefore, readers must be urged to pause and ask themselves, do they truly believe Jungkook has left BTS? Do they really believe Taehyung holds his final message for the army? Or perhaps all this is just a story created to test how far the public can be played by social media narratives. Considering all these questions, it's clear that skepticism and reflection are key. Every piece of information, especially dramatic and emotional ones, must be examined critically. If not, the public will merely be pawns in a big game played by content creators, media, or even big institutions with hidden agendas. And finally, the biggest question arises: does truth still hold value amid floods of sensational news? Or has the world changed so much that lies wrapped neatly are more believable than facts told plainly? This is the reflection that must be faced together, especially by fans deeply emotionally tied to figures like Jungkook and Taehyung.